Thank you very much for the live report from D.C. Right, BK?
Yep. Let's bring in Brian Kemp.
Another BK.
Yes, current governor of Georgia, wants 4 more years doing that job. Governor, what was the difference between this debate and the ones you had 4 years ago?
Well, I think, well, first of all, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Thank y'all for having me on. I think the first thing is, you know, I have a record to run on now. Georgians know me, where last election they really did not, and Abrams had the national media and tons of money. Just like she does now, 90% of her money's coming from out of the state. But we've also raised a lot of money, too, and I have a great record to run on. And that's what I was doing last night. I think the biggest takeaway, and I told the Georgia voters this last night, is Stacey Abrams is attacking my record because she doesn't want to talk about her own.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Democrats keep talking about abortion. I don't think anyone, and people in your state want to talk about inflation, the economy, crime. Stacey Abrams, someone who's never had a child, telling people that, you know, the heartbeats that we hear in our ultrasounds aren't real. How much is abortion, her extremism, playing into it? Or is it not as big of an issue because everyone wants to talk about inflation?
Well, I think the big issue to me on that issue, people have known where I've been on that issue and understand people feel very passionately one way or another on these issues. But also I made the point that we've done adoption reform. We've done foster care reform, making costs lower for adopting children in our state, supporting birthing mothers with 12 months of Medicaid extended benefits and other things to show that we value life. Her position's changed 3 or 4 times on this issue, so Georgians don't really know where she stands. Her latest stance is, you know, it's between the doctor and the patient, which allows for late-term abortion, which I certainly oppose. But people here are concerned about 40-year high inflation. I heard where you guys are saying President Obama's coming down here. I wonder why Joe Biden isn't. It's because his policies are very unpopular. It's caused 40-year high inflation, a disaster at the gas pump, a disaster at the border. And these are the policies that Stacey Abrams supports. I mean, she wanted to be his vice presidential candidate, and these are the policies that she would bring to Georgia. And we're fighting against that.
Governor, I looked at just now the Real Clear Politics average. Right now, you are leading her by 3 points, although the latest Trafalgar poll has you up by 12, which appears to be an outlier. One of the reasons you're on today is because early voting has now started in Georgia. Are you encouraging Georgians to vote early, or would you prefer that they vote on Election Day, or what's your approach to get out the vote?
No, we are pushing people to get out the vote, and I thought it was pretty funny. You know, Stacey Abrams has accused me of being a voter suppressor, and I pushed back really hard on that last night. But yesterday we had record turnout for early voting, the first day in a midterm election in Georgia. So this whole hoax about her pressuring Major League Baseball to move the All-Star game because our laws are suppressive, and Joe Biden and Vice President Harris were right there in the mix criticizing our state. It's just absolutely not true, and that's why people can't trust Stacey Abrams. But what we're telling our folks is go vote early. Let's show early momentum. You know, if you go vote, we'll leave you alone. That'll help us focus on the folks we need to get to the polls.
Well, right now she does not seem to have the same support that she had. When you are approaching this race in particular, some are saying if you're able to hold off Stacey Abrams, many people think a rising star on the Democratic side, that you'd be a front runner to run for president. If you are able to hold the lead and win, are you considering that?
Well, look, guys, let me just tell all Republicans and all people that are concerned about the direction of our country, and Georgians who are concerned about what direction our state's going to go, anybody that's not focusing solely on November 8th and winning in the midterms is taking the wrong approach. And that is what Marty and the girls and I are doing. We're getting up every single day to make sure that Stacey Abrams is not going to be our governor or our next president. And I would encourage you all to focus on that as well.
Yeah.
Governor, I'll never forget that picture of Stacey Abrams unmasked with all these masked little kindergartners around her. It was just one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. Says everything you need to know about. Look at that. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Yeah. Such elitism. We wish you luck. People are voting in record numbers in this midterm and early, so good luck.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.